I want everybody to have a smile on the face, starting from now and till the end of the day. Alright? Shall we do that? Yes? Are you all with me? Yes? Alright, that's great. So what I want now is, I just want to know whether you all had your breakfast. Yes? Okay. So we are waiting for a few more people to come in. Alright? All our special guests, like you all. So once they arrive, probably we'll start the program.
But I didn't listen to those losers. I didn't listen to them at all. This is just the reality of it, is that you cannot listen to the naysayers. So it's a very, in your mind, you don't have to say it, but in your mind just say this of you soul.
And let's play for the success of this event. Please follow the chanting. All of you dignitaries present here for the cognitive engagement with dynamite content and social and school excellence award, which is organized by Dinos Education Private Limited and sponsored by GM Halama PU College and Empower Minds. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all on this elegant morning. Now, I'd like to call upon our renowned educationalist, Dr. Lata Moti ma'am, with an expertise of more than 40 years. So let's watch what the video shows.
Empower and educate everyone in the best ways that technology can do. The future is being built upon a technology-driven world. We are reinforcing it by empowering future generations by inculcating technological ideas and skill sets in them. As they say, no greatest wealth in the world can match an educated child. We at Empowered Minds endeavor to build a society for learning where teachers and children are advanced physically, spiritually, and also digitally, ready for the world. To create happy minds, happy environments, and happy workspaces, Empowered Minds encourages the contemporary pedagogy. We tend forward to educate everyone in the best ways through technology, which can improve their learning, teaching, and finally leading them to become aspiring citizens of the world. We strive to build the best teaching faculty for a futuristic world by introducing them to the best education-based technological innovations adopted by the modern world. We help support and evolve progenies to fit into this technology-driven world by introducing them to robotics, coding, and drone engineering at an early stage in their education. Empowered Minds helps design and build state-of-the-art educational institutions across the world to deliver quintessential learning spaces for children. At Empowered Minds, we have established 3E Home and World Schools to bring forth multi-purpose social and academic schools with world-class facilities.
Empowered Minds Edu Solutions is an edutech company established to bring in technology along with holistic learning according to the need of the hour, which is called as 21st century futuristic education. My expertise of 40 years in the education sector, being a teacher to principal and director, has given me a lot of foresight on how to impart education in schools and colleges by incorporating advanced technology. And this is our story of how Empowered Minds is being a catalyst for educational institutions and how we strengthen our vision. We are a learning community that inspires, engages and empowers teachers and students to become lifelong learners and responsible global citizens. Empowered Minds is here to empower you.
Good morning from Australia. It's a very cold Australia this morning. This is James Kerr. I'm on the board of directors and I'm ringing to wish all participants of this event great success, and I hope you return home with wonderful new knowledge to share. Good luck and my very sincere good wishes.
Our team of educational experts are the strength and pillars of society. To overcome the lack of technologically advanced educational institutions, we are coming up with the Digi-Techno Cognitive Symposium School Excellence Awards, where over 200 institutions are expecting to participate and envision the future of education. With this symposium, we are looking forward to serving technology-based education in government schools and private institutions, to equip every child not just for individual excellence, but also to contribute to making the world a better place. Empowered Minds, Technology and Education. Today and tomorrow.
Now, I'd like to call upon Dr. Lata Murthy ma'am, who is the sculptor of human character and seasonal scholar and a navigator of this flagship of knowledge, to please come on the dais.
Sanjana, it was a wonderful introduction, and thank you all, my dear special guests and all our guests seated in the front row. I warmly welcome all of you here today, and I want to give a big round of applause to all of you to make it possible to come today, because being a Saturday, you might have your own engagements, but leaving that, we respect your we respect and value your time that you have rendered here. So let me give a big round of applause. Thank you so much for being here. And I have my Edu partners also with me here, and all my board of directors, my chief guest here, Dr. Venkat Raidu Venigala, to give us this auditorium to conduct the students. Thank you so much, sir. And we have our guest of honor, Mr. Pramod Vadrevu. He is from USA, and he is the founder and CEO of Dinos Inc. Dinos is Pramod's brainchild. Let us welcome him. Just stand up, sir, and so that they all see you here. And though he is the founder and CEO, Pramod essentially remains a product developer at heart. So, well done, sir. And as a structural engineer and engineering programmer, he wrote many algorithms, all right, to automate complex design procedures. And during his career, he gave many presentations based on the concept of computational thinking and worked with many non-profits and businesses with no computer science background. So anybody can become an engineer, or anybody can become, a computer literate, a programmer. Anybody can become that. Well, I myself, I'm a BA graduate. I have done my MA, Master of Arts. Then I did my PhD in education, and I have been in arts background only. But I did my Microsoft Innovative Educator certifications. I have done more than 100 certification courses, and I became a technologist. You saw my video? Yes. I'm an educator from the last 40 years. This is the 40th year which is running, and I'm a teacher by profession. I wanted to bring in a change. 2020, I took a voluntary retirement. I said, no, this is enough. So I wanted to give some knowledge to the society, to the education fraternity. That's the main reason I came out with, because technology is essential for us to take technology and digital content along with whatever we are doing now in our schools. We can't let it go. I think 2 years has taught us that technology is a must. Yes, no? Yes? But now the schools have opened, isn't it? Now what are we doing? Are we taking technology and digital content along with us? No, because we need to have the facilities, isn't it? So we are there to support you with all the facilities that you need for your educational institutions, and then we will be taking that forward from here. All right? So that's the reason we wanted to expose, and Davangere is the hub of knowledge and education, isn't it? So we thought that this would be the best place to start with, and we are expecting about 150 schools to attend a program today. Most of them are still on their way. Some have been delayed, and they will all be coming over in some time. So this Digi Techno support, we have learnt a lot. Children have learnt a lot. Do you agree with that? Last 2 years, have they understood something? Using the technology, using the mobile phones and all that? Yes? No? Some children knew how to mute and then go and do their play and all that and then come back. Isn't it? You might have faced all those issues as teachers, as principals, as managements. Yes? So what was happening at that time? What was the talk? Anybody wants to answer me? We have a mic here. You can just see. You can just, yeah. Anybody? Excellent. So now what we have to do because of that, I think we can take a mic. Anybody else has got any other?
Personally, I felt bad that children are getting spoiled because of the mobiles and technology.
All right.
Because if anybody comes in front of them also, they were not able to recognize them or bow down to the elders. And this was happening only because even the persons go by the side of the child, he or she won't be able to do that when the technology or the mobile or the things are in front of you. I felt this.
Okay, no problem.
Be burnt out, and students are also burnt out. I mean, the role of technology is there; it has a lot of potential, right? So, what we found out was after talking to hundreds of teachers, you can implement technology, but the idea is that the technology has to be implemented the right way, so it can trigger the engagement. And when we say engagement, again, we have to touch the emotional engagement of the child. I mean, in simple words, it has to be exciting for them to not skip their Zoom call, right? So what is the reason for them to come to Zoom call as opposed to some other movie or whatever that's happening, that is entertaining? So engagement is the key word, and getting the right engagement and integrate that with the technology and put everything together in education is the key. So this is a process. Hopefully we'll get there.
Very good, well said, sir. Thank you so much for that. Yes, anybody else wants to say something? Shall I continue? Yes? Thank you so much. With an open mind here, to learn and unlearn what we can and make this as an interactive session, all right? It should not be only one way. We need you to be interactive, otherwise you'll fall asleep, all right? I see some people still falling asleep now early in the morning. I think it's around 11 a.m. exactly, all right? So, though we started late, half an hour late, I see that, all right? So, because my eyes turn 360 degrees, I know what's at the back, what's there in the front, because I'm a teacher, correct? So, we all have to be very careful, when I'm talking or I keep observing everybody. I know what that student is doing there. She's talking to her friend. I know what that boy is doing there, all right? So, I'm very, a very good observer as well as very good listener. But I talk, sometimes I talk, I come over on the mic and then I talk also, all right? So I want all of you to bear with patience. Just hardly 5 minutes, I'll end my speech. Okay, so I had written down, a few points here, but I did not, because as a teacher, you have to plan yourself, lesson planning. The schools should decide which is the best. We are not supposed to go in for, whichever is, free and whichever is coming over easily. We should not reach to that. We should always think about which one would be the best, which one would be the, which technology would be the best to take our students and our teachers through this journey to transform ourselves to the 21st century learning. Along with that, you need a digital content as well. So Digi-Techno means digitalization as well as you introducing technology in your education system. So teachers should be updated because Madam just mentioned, Madam, I didn't get your name. About point of time, we are here to ensure that teachers should be knowing more than the student. Then only they will be in a position to impart the best and they will be in a position to impart the correct knowledge to the children. Alright? So we should be updated ourselves and we should understand and see that how we are going to use the overall holistic development. We all talk about holistic development, isn't it? In all our schools. Alright? Along with that, how are we going to use technology and how are we going to use digital content? We have to think, we have to give a deep thought. Maybe end of the day, you will think and then you will take something back home thinking that, yes, today I have thought about this. I'm going to develop my school like this. I'm going to stand to the UNESCO's Vision 2020. How I'm going to, portray my school as. And even if we have, maybe about 200 students or 300 students, how am I going to increase my footfalls? How am I going to increase my, enrollments? Those are called as footsteps. Footfalls are converted into footsteps in the schools. So they are the enrollments and they are the admissions that we have. Without children, we will not be able to run a school. Yes? No. We have to consider our parents as our effective partners. So we have to give one of the best and we have to stand to the futuristic education. So that's the reason we are here today to ensure that we give you some knowledge, we give you something that you're going to carry back and understand how we are going to do, what we are going to do and all that. You have to think over about it, all right? Now, for example, creativity, innovative skills is very important for everyone. Let it be the management of the schools or let it be the head of the schools or the principals or the coordinators or the teachers. What is the meaning of creativity? Can anybody answer me?
Do you want it in Kannada?
Yes, sir? In Kannada also.
Creativity is Srijanashilate,
How sir?
doing something what the people think and going beyond that boundary and getting the results is creativity.
Very good.
Something new.
Yes, madam.
Something new.
Something new.
Something new.
All right, that's excellent. Think differently. Yes? So we are the change makers. We have to do something different.
Children's ability, creativity.
Creativity, children's ability. Okay, great. Very nice.
Child or anybody thinking and acting in a different way. You were telling the thirsty crow story. The crow which was putting stones and the water level comes up.
Exactly.
But nowadays don't use the stones, they use the straws.
Oh, lovely. That's nice.
That is creativity.
Fantastic, sir.
Yes, yes.
Well said. What is innovation? What is innovation? Tell me.
The technology should be a very interesting so that the child will go.
One second, ma'am. You can repeat it there.
The technology should be interested so the child can understand very well what the topic is there like that. It should be innovative. So that if once the child will look it into that, it should be, he should interact with that.
Alright, that's nice. Saying something new.
Which is new.
Alright. Now in Google mean something new. No.
It should be in unique way.
It should be in a unique way. Can anybody give me an example, or you want me to give an example?
Innovation is this, man. A beautiful girl is sitting there with the Indian map on her cheeks.
Yes.
An old man of 80 years was sitting there. He was attracted by the girl. This is innovation, I call. Then he ran up to that girl and embraced her and chipped her cheeks and said that I love my India. That's innovation.
So giving child an opportunity to take a platform to fulfill their dreams. Every child has a unique their dreams. So innovation means giving a platform to fulfill their dreams, like using technology maybe, or using different kinds of laboratories, providing environmental activity-based teaching. So these all will help them to gain the skills of innovation.
So that's. But my question here was, what was innovation? So sir has answered something, and then I will. Yes, sir, you can just repeat it because many of them could not hear at the back.
ಪಾಪ ಎದುರಿಗೆ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಹುಡುಗಿ ಭಾಳ ಸುಂದರವಾದಂಥ ಹುಡುಗಿ ಕುಳಿತಿದ್ಳು. ಆ ಹುಡುಗಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಥ್ರೂ ಎಕ್ಸಿಬಿಟ್ ಲವ್ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ಸ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ, ಭಾರತದನ್ನು ಪ್ರೀತಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಕೆ ಭಾರತ ನಕಾಶೆನ ಕೆನ್ನೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಚಿತ್ರ ಬಿಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದ್ರು. ಮುದುಕ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಂದರೆ ಹಿ ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಶೋ ಇಸ್ ಲವ್ ಟು ಹರ್. ಅವನು ಓಡಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹುಡುಗಿಯನ್ನು ತಪ್ಪಿಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕೆನ್ನೆಯನ್ನು ಚುಂಬಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಐ ಲವ್ ಮೈ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಅಂತ. ಅದು ಇನೋವೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ನಾನು.
Madam, innovation means introduce.
Good. Okay. Shall I start? Anybody else want to say?
Innovation is refers to something new from students.
According to me, is that identifying something new which is not done yet, and there are things which have already been done, but how you differentiate from those things which have already been completed, and you need to differentiate from those innovations to be a special one in the industry that you are in. For example, we are all of us are in the education sector, but providing education is not only the thing that we need to do, right? So I don't know if it is.
Nice one.
Yeah, providing education is not the only thing that we need to do. Along with that, we need to do special things, contribute to the society. Education is not only the business; it is also for providing the social service to the for the people around us, also for the environment. You can implement the technology as part of it as well. This is what I feel as innovation according to me. Thank you.
And finding solution to the problems. Not going for new things, going around the world, but being in the same locality, in the same place, whatever is there around us, make use of them, the best use of them, and get rid of the problems. Either educative, social, economic, anything for that.
I agree with you. Thank you so much, sir. Can you introduce yourself?
I am Selva from Gadag, Loyola High School.
Wonderful, sir. Thank you for graduation. And above that, we have a content which is given, a curriculum, a syllabus, which is there inside the curriculum. We already have all that, isn't it? Yes? No? According to me, innovation is this. I'm going to tell you what innovation is from my end, all right? And what creativity is. A teacher has to be creative enough and she has to be innovative enough with whatever syllabus content that person, that person has. They prepare the lesson planning, yes. They prepare the monthly schedules, they prepare the year coordinators, they all get together and they do all that, yes. Now, where is that creativity and innovation in that? It's not there, it's only in the writing, that's it, okay. But in the classrooms, we are not emphasizing that, all right. So whatever subjects that we have, or whatever, chapters that we have, let it be English, let it be math, let it be science, let it be social sciences, or let it be art and craft, or let it be anything, computers or anything, okay. I'll just give you two, three examples. Just concentrate and in the explanation at all. I'm trying to make you think out of the box. That's my part. So I'm going to make it very simple and easy for you to understand. Are we doing this in our schools? Let us see, all right? Now, simple question is, explain to that grade 5 student, out of the brown or the black soil, why do we get green, saplings? Why do we get that green out of the brown and black soil? Why do we get the green plant out of that? How do we get that? Why do we get? Grade 5 student, anybody can explain? We are all educators, we have all studied. But what have we learned? We have aeroplane, not for apple.
Yes.
So here I am talking about the multiplication sign called as multiplication, or into 4 into 4, 16. Why do we call that as into, that sign? Or why do we call that equal sign, the two lines? Why do we call that equal? Have you ever thought about it? Or whatever we have studied, we are just imparting. ಅದು ಸಬ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಇದು ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಸೈನು, ಇದು ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ? ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಫೇಸ್ಬುಕ್ಕು, ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬು ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀರಲ್ವಾ? ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಫೇಸ್ಬುಕ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ ಯು ಗೆಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಸೇ some multiplications, additions, divisions, and square roots and all that. If 2 plus 2 is 8, what is 5 plus 5 is 20, then what is 6 plus 6? If I ask you a question like that, how are you going to do? What you are going to think? Okay, these are all called as innovations. You have to come out with a solution for all these problems. And you can say, child might ask, your grade 8 child only might ask you, how does night and day happen? How does night and day happen? Why is the earth tilting? Not tilting, sorry. Why is the earth rotating? How are you going to answer? I think our chief guest is tired today. Yes, sir. I'm so sorry about it. I'll just take another 2 minutes. Then, you'll have to talk. You get to light the lamp and then take it forward. All right, so these are the things that we have to think about. And if you just think once again, you have 30 students in your class, or you have 45 students in your class. How many students ever? You have 20 students or 30 students. Why not all the students together get 100% passing mark? Why?
Because each child is unique. It has its own capacities, talents. So therefore, we cannot expect the same result from all.
All right, that's very good, sir.
Thank you.
But according to me, if I use the multiple percent for how much ever I have taught them, if I use the multiple intelligence methodology of teaching practice, they will get, all the children will get. There's no child called a dull child, he will not be able to perform. There's no child who is getting 100%. It's all how much they grasp. For an intelligent child who is getting 100% might take it in a different way, but whichever child is not doing fair, if you teach that child in the way the child wants, teach what the child wants to learn, not teach what you want to teach. That's my policy. All right? So I end my speech here, but I warmly welcome and a very good morning to everyone, and namaskara and namaste. I have spoken in English. I'm not very good at Kannada, that's why I could not take it forward. And we have our Managing Director from Dinos Inc. India, Mr. Santosh Kumar Verma, one of our guest of honors. Santhosh's name is synonymous with publishing in India, with approximately 27 years of experience. He was a Director Sales and Marketing. We welcome you, sir. And we also have our Mr. Pramod Bhatrevu. Once again, we warmly welcome you, sir, here. And we have our chief guest of the day. Actually, our MP sir had to be here. He has been occupied in some other engagement. That's the reason he wasn't here. So we have Dr. Venkat Raidu Venigala, the CEO and Principal of GM Halama PU College and School. And we welcome you warmly, sir. And his biodata is here with me, but it has got many pages together. So he is into organizational development, and he's a profession, and he has done about 2-3 doctorates. And we welcome you here, sir. And with his dynamic administration and his support, we are here today, standing in the Knowledge and Educational Hub in Davangere. So it is all because of you. Thank you so much. And let us give a big round of applause to all our guests here. And we have Mr. Suresh, Mr. Sanjeev, and Madam Alka here. So they are all here. And we have our, all the special guests. You are all my guests today. All right. A big round of applause again. And thank you so much to listen to me. And our Education Minister, Mr. V.C. Nagesh, has sent a message to us. He wasn't able to come here. So let's see his video.
The training of the teachers. As we know that our Honorable Prime Minister wants to bring a thorough change in the education system. Colonial education system has to be changed in the country. So, new education policy 2020 is going to be introduced in the country in future. And Karnataka is also trying to introduce NEP 20 in this academic year. So, I wish this institute, which is arranging PG Techno Cognitive Symposium 2022, very success. By the symposium, the mindset of the teachers will be changed and they will be equipped to teach for the 21st century. Once again, I congratulate all the workers who are arranging this symposium.
Kumar Verma, kindly come over to light the lamp.
Shubham Kurutvam Kalyanam Arogyam Dhanasampada Shatru Buddhi Vinashaya Deepajyotir Namostute Deepajyotir Namostute Deepajyotir Parabrahma Deepajyotir Janardana Deepajyotir
welcome dance. So I think my MCs will take it over. Thank you so much.
So much, ma'am, for interacting with everyone. Indian classical dance is sustained by the profound philosophy. Form seeks to merge with the formless. Motion seeks to become a part of motionless. Now, I would like to call upon Rakshita from first year to perform a welcome dance.
For your wonderful classical dance.
Now we have Mr. Shantakumar. He is an engineer by education and a technologist by profession. He is a young and enterprising leader in technology. He is heading Empower Minds as our director training, who is also a Microsoft master trainer. Let's give him a big round of applause. Anything related to Microsoft, he is there for all of us. And he is a Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert. That is called as MIEE, alright? Wherein I am MIE. So that's my qualification and he is EE. Good. So we welcome you here on the stage and we would like to listen to what you're going to talk about the day today and how we are going to use technology and digital technology as well and the importance of it in the schools. Thank you so much. We welcome you here.
Good morning everyone and thanks a lot for making it up today in spite of being a Saturday. I could see a lot of enthusiastic educators present for today's wonderful gathering. Well, like ma'am did mention, like I'm in part of Microsoft and other thing, but today I'm not going to talk about anything on Microsoft. So let me make it very clear. That's something different. So let's see, or let's talk about how technology makes a very important role in everyday life of a human being there, right? See, before I just take into the detail about how technology can transform and how to go about, I thought I'll just play a quick video. It just gives a little glimpse about what is happening in today's education fraternity. Just have a look into that. Now, it's very powerful video if you really take or observe it, because the world is changing. A lot of messaging did it mention, like what's the 21st century schooling or how the technology has to come in. What is the teacher role? It is no more a teacher. The teachers are raised the bar, become an entrepreneur. They should be an illuminist, catalyst. The messaging went on, right? Like there's the 21st century schooling recruits for innovation, the creativity, multiple aspects of it. So this is just a quick eye-opener kind of video. I just mentioned how to happen. If I have to just say like why we have to look forward to technology, let me just say, see, we are been seeing changes in every sector of the planet. Like example, the banking for the first fact. I mean, the first industry which revolutionized with technology is the banking. You all agree to that, right? So I don't think so. In the recent days, if I have to ask any one of you, when was the last time if you had to been to your bank? Probably. So what about you? When was the last time you visited your bank for any kind of activity? recent days? Never. You see the changes, right? Earlier it was like that. For everything you have to go to the bank. For drawing a check, doing anything, you have to take a token and then you have to stand in it. Then the time limit was only between 3 to 4, 4 o'clock. If Saturday and Sunday comes in, you have nothing to do with, no financial transaction. The moment the technology was adopted, now hardly we go to the bank. Everything has happened in a click of a button, right? Sending money and receiving money has become easy, booking a checkbook. So the reason why I took banking is, that's the first industry which revolutionized. So that's been one. Like, or the second example, the telecom industry, if I have to talk about. The time it started with the dial phones, long dial phones, then we went on to the button phones, pages, off-screen button and off-display button. You all agree to that, the revolution is took place. Then we got a smartphone, the bigger one with a big screen. Even that's been changed. Now we got a flip phones. Most of you have observed in Samsung and other brands which come forward, right? It's a technology, a flip kind of a thing. If you have to ask what is the future of mobile phone, again, it's more advanced again. It's going to be air glass. You just literally wear spectacles, pretty much like that, you can operate everything. You don't have to carry the phone. So things are just changing. If I have to question why education, like, do you agree to that, like, still we have not evolved or equipped? Anyone? Anyone? Forget about the last 2 years scenario. That was just a 0.5% if I have to say. That's for the online classes, remote learning. You all adopted something there, like Zoom, WebEx, Cisco, Microsoft, and other thing, correct? That's just a portion of it. But besides that, have you all realized that, like, education is still the same old thing? Right? Okay, maybe I'll just come a little more detail, like the education fact. Say, if I have to talk about history of education, you all agree to the fact the first evolution or the first pattern of education or first genre of education, anyone? Gurukul system, lovely, fantastic, excellent. See, that's the first ever model of formal schooling was adopted. The pictorial representation is a sage underneath the tree, a different age group, right? That's what we have seen it. See, even before that term Guru was coined, Gurukulam was coined, there's different segment of pattern, like example, like the term Guru, what we call as Guru, the ultimate of everyone. Before it could even be identified as a word Guru, it has seen multiple changes, like Adityas, Upadhyas. Like example, Adityas are the one who just gave free education on the floor. They didn't have a formal way, but just they had a knowledge, so they just part of the education. Upadhyas were the second word. They were like pretty good at particular portion of Vedas, so they were recognized with that. Then we had Shikshakas, the dance and art and craft, a person who just part of the education to them. Then we had Charakas, that means like people who wandered from one place to another place in terms of looking out for knowledge, right? So these were like, until then the word, if you look closely, Guru was never done until then. The final thing was the Guru, the ultimate, because Gurus were the one who dedicated their life for imparting education to the student. I mean, pretty much the livelihood was depending on the knowledge or the skill that they trained. See that? The Guru, that's a Guru. Likewise, even the student. Like, right now we're calling as a student. Earlier days, it never had a coined as a student as such. It was disciples, most commonly you know. Even if I have to say disciple, they are like age bracket, like Rudras, Vaishya, Vasu and Aditya. It goes on like that. If you ever come across to the history of education, come to know about it. See, that was a very fantastic system, if you have to ask me, because it gave a lot of the philosophical or the education was very well blended with the nature. It was pretty good. But the only negative aspect, if I have to say, like the person wants when he graduate and go, and it's a long-term duration. If I'm a person who enroll myself to the school, till the age of 24, I'll be there. From the age they get enrolled into this Gurukulam, they get education till the age of 24. So I recognized as a Vasu, that means like pretty much like what you have graduation, not a UG, PG and thing. Likewise, if I have to stay back and learn till the age of 36, I've been called as Rudras, then Adityas, it goes until 48. So what's happening is that the student will be only focused on one particular guru in terms of absorbing the knowledge. But when they go out of when they get into the society, they were finding difficult to just understand but it was pretty good. I'm not saying anything, but it's an amazing system. So that went on for a very long time. That's during the Vedic period, if I have to say. Then again, certain sub-segments happened, that Islamic education, Jainism, Buddhism, they were all pretty good. Slight modification here and there they did, fantastically good. After this, the big revolutionary change took place when the four walls of the classroom formulated. That's the Aristotle schooling. You all will agree to that, right? The brick and mortar setup. So when Aristotle left Plato and went and started a school, the first school, which is called Lyceum, right? That's the one. He started in the gymnasium. So he formulated that education should be catered to the student according to this understanding level or the age pattern. So he divided the students like different age groups. That's what we still follow. If a child is in age of 6, he or she will be in the grade 1, isn't it? See, look at it's been long duration between the Aristotle schooling system until what we're following. Well and good, that's exactly, we have to cater the knowledge. The Aristotle schooling was very good for the industrial era. Like right now we are in knowledge era, you all will agree to that, digital era, knowledge era, you can formulate any differently. But that Aristotle schooling, what we said, like, it was good. Again, everything was good at particular time. It was good for that particular era, and it was following 3 R's, what we say, reading, writing and arithmetic. 3 R's. Anyone who's not to read, write, do a simple mathematical calculation, they can be anywhere, right? So that was good for that. But now the world is changing. Like one of the sir was just mentioning, students are pretty smart because they're natural learners. You just put them on street, they can learn things like this. We don't have to sit and guide them. That's the nature of it. Like they're totally different. So now, if students are so well adopted to the new changes which is happening, and we as an adult, we have adopted a lot of technology. Your phone, for that matter, phone, your online booking, Flipkart. So many things are there, right? I can go for a big list. Your apps, pretty much everything that you pretty much book my show, make my trip. So these are like made your life easier. The technology made the life easier, but how are you going to just implement that in the school is very important. That's what we are going to look forward. And the video did mention technology is more, with the use of, it's not again only a technology. There was one solid statement. Hope you observed that. Yeah. Because it's not only about technology, it has other aspect of it. The teachers should have to gear up in such a way that they impart the knowledge to the student. So now, the 21st century, the video mentioned a lot of running. It was a runner which was going on. Go for the last slide, correct? We're not focusing on all the 21st century skill set. Now, what UNESCO has been talking about, or what every segment of the government or NEP talks about is, how are you going to make a more modern kind of a classroom teaching experience? And they are asking, 3 hours is over. Let's focus on something new. They're calling it for 5 C's. That is communication, collaboration, creativity, critical thinking, and computational thinking. These are the 5 essential things. That is, even the very important thing you mentioned, right? The job role which we're in currently, which is existing, was formulated in the year 2000. 10 years ago, there was no job as such which is present. Likewise, there's not a lot of new opportunities going to come forward. So how are you going to prepare the student is what we need to look in forward. So to make it very simple. So all these are happening. So are we ready? Are we aware of it? Because challenges are there. Like I'm not saying that like technology, students will learn something different. For everything there is a solution. It is just like we need to apply our skills where it can fit in. It could be a simple tool, like example the classroom for the fact. From the blackboard to green board, even the classrooms have seen the evolutionary change. It was blackboard, the stone engraved one, then the green board came in, then the marker boards, then the projectors, the one which currently being relied. Things have evolved, the interactive boards have come where you can touch, operate and show everything. Right? This is more of classroom transformation which really requires it. And the other aspect of the thing, if you look closely, software plays a very vital role. Because software, like, you all have been connected to the software. Like, without phone, without having a software inside, a phone is dead, nothing, used for nothing. You need to have something so that you can book my show or make my trip, or you book your Flipkart, Amazon, and that's a software that plays. That's how hardware and software plays hand in hand. Alright, so you need to know how exactly these could be positioned to your school. Just for the purpose of your neighborhood school are doing some new implementation, I have to do it. Understand that, how well your teachers are, because there was a very different aspect of teachers. The management had my teachers are not that good enough technical, well prepared, or this was one thing which was going on for a very long time, but the teachers have proved them it's totally wrong. This last 2 years they proved very well. A great thing, surviving for the last 2 years of pandemic and giving the education is very important, and they managed to do it. So that they proved themselves that like they're no less than others. So since it has been taught, learning can be brought in multiple ways. Like I said, the classroom is very important. You have to equip the classroom because that's a hub or the place where learning takes place. Forget about all the upcoming they're talking about the remote learning and other things. That's all part and parcel. but the main learning hub will always happen in the classroom. Because that's how the system or culture being formulated. If a student gets into the classroom, how are you going to just position and give the education to them is very important, right? So you need to have a solid system, which Mr. Pramod is going to talk about, how the content which is going to make it important. Learning management is important. If the teacher is learning or student is learning, whether the parent is well aware of how the learning takes place, like experience of learning, or the management knows how the learning factor is going well. That's very important. ERP, that's enterprise resource planning, what we say. Automate your campus. Right through from the billing to the fee collection to the library, everything is automated now. So an institution can pick up things just like that and they can go forward. So that is major thing. Like example, to add to ma'am's point, she was talking about there are a lot of applications. Okay, there are a lot of applications available for the schools. Of course, Mr. Pramod is going to talk specifically how this can be aligned to your learning factor. But generically, if I'm a math teacher, how well I can make an effective teaching using certain applications which are available free. I'm not talking about something common. There are certain free applications, Fluid Math, GeoGebra, Math Solver. These are something you just go into the Google, you get information. Through that you can make more colorful kind of a teaching experience. If it is a science, it has got Corinth, you got ISEL, plenty of things are there. Like you can start using those. These are like something where you can innovatively just show that, like the topic came in, right? Innovative. How innovatively we're able to just teach the student is what we're going to see. Right? Just to see, like maybe I'll show you one thing. See, if I have to just, photosynthesis was the topic. How? I'll show you this. It's not something I'm showing. It's a simple platform. Ma'am, since ma'am was talking about a topic like soil is there, how the photosynthesis process could become. In a typical condition, we all will show a video which will be played, some image. This is what we typically do that, right? So certain interesting ways is also possible to show. Like example, if I have to just share, like look at this. This is something. Right. Well, this is a similar topic what ma'am was talking about, how a soil which is black or brown it is able to get green color plant. Right? Like this is a simple topic of photosynthesis. If you have to explain it, like you can just operate in case if you have that big screen in your classroom, the touch interactive display. I'm using my laptop, which is a touch screen. And if you have to just go inside, see this is for a simple student who doesn't understand how the process of light absorption, other things are. Here you can just take the microscopic view of a process. See that? It's a section of a leaf. So I can go in detail and explain inside this plant, the process happens through this leaf section, which has got epidermis, vascular stroma, right? You can do all these things, right? But still, as a student, I don't understand what ma'am is talking about, the teacher is talking. How are you going to go in dense? Ma'am did mention all these things, the teacher. I can literally show the student how the real process again happens inside. See, I just nullified all the object outside. So I'm going to show the student the mesophyll cell, which is like pretty much like the engine or the important aspect of a leaf. Through that the sun is absorbed, through the roots the water is being absorbed, carbon dioxide is taken inside and oxygen is emitted. So this is the process. Maybe I can just show student the entire process, right? So now student is able to understand, okay, this is something, a microscopic view. I'm able to understand the entire process happening there. I can even go inside that particular cell. Now cell is very important, we came to know. I can go in detail inside the cell. See the chloroplast, white is green, right? You can show all this thing, even you can go inside the microscope. You see that's a chloroplast, right? The cell which is a chloroplast, inside you can go so drill. I'm just talking about there are thousands of ways to do it. It's only you need to open up your thought process, how to position all this at the right thing, okay? So I'm going to stop here. It has got so many things. I don't want to go inside as an educator to show you all this, right? In your Windows operating system. When you go back home, you can experiment all this thing. You want to run through your, what do you say? I can just bring the object. I can do pretty much everything inside. So you get a lot of things. These are like generic. Understand one thing, these are like something available for the open market, irrespective whether you are a CBSE school or ICSE or state board or IB. You need to know how to position this application. Thousand plus information things. Like I'm teaching something on this. I can use this. primary. Okay, I'll just skip right now because that's connected at this secondary one. So this, like plenty of things are available. Try to see that you can take it forward and see how we can implement all these things, right? So thank you for this wonderful opportunity, and like I always say, this is very important now. If you have to bring some change, you don't look for others. First you need to be the change, only then you can see. This is saying by Mahatma Gandhi, and thanks a lot for this wonderful opportunity, and wish you all a good luck, and see you soon then. Thank you.
I am motivated, beautiful, strong, deserving, blessed, empowered, prosperous, creative, intelligent, bold, growing, learning, living, inventing, unstoppable, inspired and achieving. As even I am a student, I am motivated for all these. I wish all the digital technologies to be made available in all the schools and colleges, as that is the need in this modern world. So in this tough world, as we all know that 16 lakh people will be appearing for this competitive NEET exam. So in this tough competitive world, these modern digital technologies will surely play a very key role in all the students' life. So I would like to thank sir for sharing your extensive knowledge about the technology, sir. I request you to please come on the dais.
I would request I would request both of you to kindly do the honors. Yes. Wonderful. Yes, sir. Some technical glitches. Yes, now we have our guest of honor, Mr. Pramod Vadrevu, the founder and CEO of Dinos, and he's going to take you through Dinos Dynamic Digital. We welcome you on the dais, sir.